Good morning, Kempenfelt Bay School and guests. Welcome to this, the 23rd closing ceremonies and graduation celebration in the history of our school. We're here today to celebrate and reflect on our year and honor the graduating class from grade 8. Yesterday, on June 14th, we celebrated all students from JK to 7 moving from their current grade to the next. This morning, we will also recognize the personal achievement and proficiencies in each grade. Please join me in celebrating the class of 2022. Please join me in the singing of O Canada. As I have done over the years, I spend some time each spring considering the year and searching for a word or phrase that may be apt in describing the year. For us, it has become tiring and almost obligatory to make some reference to the pandemic and its influence on us all. And so with that comment, I'm going to leave that behind and look forward. And in looking forward, I find myself drifting back, looking for the word that I feel captures the growth of this year. While considering words such as accomplished, resilience, growth, I feel that the right word for this year may be elevation. More specifically, I see it as elevation inspiring aspiration. So what elevated us as people and as a school in this past year? We sought a higher level of understanding of ourselves and others. We elevated, not in spite of a challenge, but assisted by a challenge. And by beginning to separate from some of what we have been, we elevated. I can, I will. Our motto that we all know is elevation beyond our current limits. At school, we live with this mindset each day. It is in our conversations, permeates our definition of growth, and is written on our walls. We remain a community of learners committed to the achievement and wellness of our students. Part of that achievement is elevating beyond our current selves. This too is also linked to our wellness. As we elevate to a new understanding of who we are, how we function, and where we fit, we also become more self-aware and ultimately better able to attend to our wellness. The culture and community feel of our school then collectively elevates with a stronger sense of what is right and how we are guided by what we believe. The other outcome of our elevation is that the students of KBS have developed a deeper understanding of how we are caring and accepting people at KBS. We are many people with many perspectives, and they all have their genesis in our personal experiences and beliefs. This year, we had many opportunities to explore these differences, understand these differences, and continue to do the important work of moving our students and our school forward. This development of understanding and acceptance, coupled with the strength of our program and the commitment of those who deliver this program, remain the standard against which great schooling in our region should be measured. Our achievements run deep, just as they always have, and just as you should continue to expect from us. And now, we aspire to achieve what comes next. That is, to see the continued growth of our school, to rise to our more fulsome education program that includes greater personal interactions across the grades, within the community, within athletics and the arts offerings here at the school, to return to a more familiar presence in our full Innisfil and Barrie community, to build and set the next set of strategic directions for the school. To paraphrase from a quote I once read, we cannot seek to achieve for ourselves and then forget about the progress of our community. Our ambitions must be broad enough to include the aspirations and needs of the full community, for their sake and ours. Our ambitions must be broad enough. To our graduating class, I ask, what does that statement mean to you? Our ambitions must be broad enough. Here's a question to ask yourself that might assist as a guide. To what do you aspire during your high school years and beyond? And how broad a group of people will benefit? We all need your abilities. You will all bring value to this world. And it is with immense pride and on behalf of all of us at KBS that I release you into what I still believe remains a big, beautiful, limitless, and happy world so that you can continue to make it better and support it when it needs your support. Make your ambitions broad so that they may benefit as many people as possible. We will now hear from our Chair of the Board of Directors, Mr. Seamus Rask. It takes an incredible amount of time and perspective and energy to fulfill this role. He has been present and has worked very hard on behalf of us all. He has for many years. We thank you for all of your efforts, Mr. Rask. I would now like to welcome Mr. Seamus Rask, our Chair of the Board of Directors, to say a few words. Thank you.
KBS students, parents, families, faculty, and staff, I have the honor of representing your Board of Directors at this, our 23rd closing ceremonies. As we emerge from this phase of the pandemic, it is important that we not only look forward to and dream as to what is next, but also reflect on where we have come from and how our past has shaped us. This past school year saw continued uncertainty as COVID-19 continued to infect the province. KBS, like all other educational institutions, had to contend with the rules and guidelines of public health, as well as the expectations and high standards of our community. We continued to be challenged with the implications of remote learning for part of the year and ensuring the best possible engagement of our students. As a parent, I've seen how the faculty and staff were able to maintain their connections with the students. I've seen my children grow and thrive, even under these less than ideal circumstances. If there's one thing we can all agree on, video calls are not a substitute for in-person, face-to-face interactions. Yet at the same time, I'm very thankful for our faculty's adaptability and inventiveness as they explored new ways to deliver the KBS experience. With a return to in-person learning, I see a generation of students who truly value education and classroom learning. I also watched as our teachers discovered new tools and implemented them, all while dealing with their own challenges. Your Board of Directors has been busy this past year responding to multiple events. Beyond supporting Mr. White and the faculty and staff through the continued phases of the pandemic, we also prepared for the CAIS accreditation visit that happened this past April. CASE, the Canadian Accredited Independent Schools, is the governing body that ensures independent schools meet and exceed provincial education guidelines. This visit, which was delayed for 2 years by the pandemic, was our first accreditation since we've moved to this new facility. While the final report will not be published until October, our exit interview with the chair of the visiting committee was very positive and complimentary of KBS. I have to say a special thanks to all the students, faculty and staff, parents, and of course Mr. White for meeting with the audit committee and clearly demonstrating our core values. As a small school, it has historically been difficult to live up to the expectations of the older, more established independent schools. We have turned a corner and can be proud of not only our size, but our continued growth and development. In speaking with the visiting committee, they shared how impressed they were with KBS. The most interesting comment they made was that we can no longer consider ourselves a young school. Since moving to our own bespoke facility, we have metaphorically moved out of our parents' basement and now must face the world as adults. While we're still a small school, we need to look to the future to what we want to be while acknowledging and honoring our roots. KBS is at an inflection point. The community in which we live is exploding. The past couple of years has helped many families see the value of an independent education, and we have a unique opportunity to manifest our future. Looking outwards, I see the communities within Simcoe continuing to grow. We sit at a unique opportunity to work with our community partners and be the only accredited independent school in the area. Next year marks the final year of the current strategic plan. While we attempt to finalize some of the goals on the current plan, it is now time to start thinking what the next phase of KBS will be. Collectively, we have an opportunity to imagine what KBS will look like in 5 years and how we will respond to the demographic growth in our area. You will hear more from the board in the fall as we look to all of you for your input on our next strategic plan. This is the end of our 5th year in this facility. 5 years ago, the board was very fortunate to welcome Mr. White as our head of school. I'm very pleased to share that Mr. White will continue as our head of school and help take us through our next half-decade of growth. I personally look forward to continuing to work with him. This past year, we have seen several employees elect to leave KBS for both personal and professional reasons. I'd like to call out one in particular, Elaine Wallace. Elaine, you were the first person I met when we visited KBS 10 years ago looking for an alternative to the public schools. You were a calming face, welcoming us with open arms and assurance that this school would be the place that would help us nurture and grow our children. You have acted as caregiver, nurse, and friend to all of our children. Thank you for your many years at KBS. You will always be welcome back with open arms. Finally, I hope you'll permit me to indulge a special moment as my son and his classmates are graduating this year. Grade 8s, I've known many of you since kindergarten and seen you grow and mature to the amazing people you are today. I wish each of you a fulfilling future filled with many challenges and opportunities. I encourage each of you to maintain your curiosity, be open and honest, listen without judgment, and above all, be compassionate. Remember the values that you have all embodied at KBS: character, community, competence, and confidence. As you become KBS alumni, you too will be welcome back to the school to share your successes. Congratulations to each and every one of you. In a few short hours, summer vacation will begin. While we do not know what the fall will bring, I do know that the KBS community has shown we can weather any storm together. My sincerest wish is that we will once again be able to gather in person safely. Until that time, I wish each and every one of you a safe and happy summer. Thank you. I'd now like to call up Ms. Lane.
Thank you, Mr. Rask. Sarah Wyatt started at KBS in senior kindergarten in 2001 and graduated from grade 8 in 2010. I had the pleasure of teaching Sarah in grade 2, which was my very first class here at KBS, and again in grade 6, where it became apparent that Sarah was likely to follow the route of academia. Throughout her KBS career, Sarah received many character education ribbons and awards. In her final year, she was an active member of the leadership team as athletics prefect. She continued on to Eastview High School, where she was an Ontario Scholar. Sarah is now a former graduate of the University of Western Ontario's International Relations HBA program and of the Balsillie School of International Affairs Masters in International Public Policy program, where she specialized in environmental policy and international trade policy. Sarah currently works for Innovation, Science and Economic Development Canada under the Strategic Innovation Fund as a policy and program analyst. When she is not helping to administer grants and contributions funding to innovative networks and consortiums, Sarah enjoys cooking, working out, and hanging out with her cat, Eco. It is with great pleasure to introduce our alum speaker, Ms. Sarah Wyatt.
Hi, KBS. My name is Sarah, and it feels so surreal to be able to talk to you today because it was only 12 years ago that I was graduating from KBS. I can still remember house activities and Friday assemblies and just hanging out at recess with my friends like it was yesterday. And I'm so grateful for those experiences and the teachers and staff that made it all possible. It's only when leaving KBS that you realize truly how special the environment and community is. I'm also so grateful to have had many experiences since then, including completing my Bachelor's of International Relations at Western University and my Master's in International Public Policy at the Balsillie School through Wilfrid Laurier University. Currently, I work as a Programs and Policy Analyst at Innovation, Science and Economic Development Canada, and specifically for the Strategic Innovation Fund. That's a mouthful, you don't need to remember that. But just to explain my current role, I analyze proposals for networks in innovative sectors like clean technology, digital health, and aerospace. I'm also responsible for managing these contributions once they've been awarded, which can be upward of $100 million to these recipients alongside them. Given that SIF networks affect the employment of thousands of Canadians, the direction of significant national industries, and the success of major government initiatives like the Net Zero Accelerator, it's not difficult for me to see how my work has impact now. But it's only in looking back that I can see the significance in every step taken towards this point. Each experience or challenge was consequential, even if I didn't know it at the time, because it gave me the building blocks and the tools to tackle the work I'm doing now. I thought a lot about what I wanted my takeaway to be, and especially for the grade 8s, having been in your shoes what feels like not that long ago. It's not anything spectacular, but if I can give any advice to you, it's to focus on being the best you can be right now and to focus on your own progress rather than perfection. Simply put, progress is forward movement. And similarly, innovation, which is a topic I face daily in my work, is often more present in the form of innovating on a current product or process rather than invention and novelty. KBS reinforced to me the importance of personal progress in my years as a student, even if I didn't realize I was learning it then. Building upon your current skills and ability will ultimately get you to where you want to be. Working on a character trait for a month and receiving a pin for it, or achieving a skill and looking back at your written reflections throughout the term or year may seem small and insignificant now, but I promise these will be the starting points for much greater achievements later on. It's hard to embrace and celebrate differences, and especially different starting points from your peers. But if it weren't for doing so, my graduating class wouldn't have a physiotherapist, a chef, a social worker, and a veterinarian among its ranks, among other careers. I encourage you to go forward being the best you can be right now and to focus on your own progress rather than on being perfect. I promise it will take you to the wonderful places you are aiming to go in the future. And to my grade 8s, congratulations on graduating, and the best is yet to come. You can achieve anything you set your mind to. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, Sarah. At this time, we will award the Proficiency and Personal Achievement Awards for each class by division. We will begin with our primary division. The Proficiency Award is given to the top academic student. The Personal Achievement Award is given to the student who has made the most progress in terms of overall development. In junior kindergarten, the Proficiency Award goes to Sebastian Wong. The Personal Achievement Award goes to Peyton Brown. Please join me in congratulating the junior kindergarten students. In senior kindergarten, the Proficiency Award goes to Summer Limon. The Personal Achievement Award goes to Noah Walsh. Please join me in congratulating the senior kindergarten students. In grade 1, the Proficiency Award goes to Sydney Clayton. The Personal Achievement Award goes to Baron Dancy Schroeder. Please join me in congratulating the grade 1 students. In grade 2, the Proficiency Award goes to Aiden Liuzzi. The Personal Achievement Award goes to Mason Rodriguez. Please join me in congratulating the grade 2 students. We have a generous number of awards donated by many of our founding families and teachers through the years. We will be acknowledging our winners today. Each winner will be given a medallion to keep. Please keep in mind that this year we were required to make amendments to the criteria of some awards due to the pandemic, such as Athlete of the Year and Vocal Music Achievement. The Fong Cup for Excellence in Mathematics goes to Juliana Grant. The Fiegel Award for Achievement in Reading for kindergarten to grade 3 goes to Mishka Parihar. The Fiegel Award for Achievement in Reading for grades 4 to 8 goes to Marin Rask. The Written Communication Award for kindergarten to grade 5 goes to Marin Rask. The Written Communication Award for grades 6 to 8 goes to Gregory Ewan. The Belgium Award for Excellence in Scientific Achievement goes to Ariana Maymay. The Maurice Award for Excellence in Music goes to Connor Rask. This year, the Fletcher Award is based on outstanding contributions to the music program. The Fletcher Award for Vocal Achievement goes to Naomi Spencer. The Tavener Award for Proficiency in French for grades K to 5 goes to Benaz Kaur. The Tavener Award for Proficiency in French for grades 6 to 8 goes to Dinesh Hakimi. The Singh Award for Public Speaking is presented to Georgia Walsh. The Rotary Service Above Self Award an award given to a grade 8 student who demonstrates the Rotary 4 quality test of truth, fairness to all concerned, to build goodwill and better friendships, and to be beneficial to all concerned, presented by the Innisfil Rotary Club, is presented to Olivia Salter. This completes our first bank of awards. I would like to introduce Mr. White, who will now present the Junior Division Personal Achievement and Proficiency Awards.
Thank you, Ms. Lane. We will now continue with Grade 3. The Proficiency Award in Grade 3 goes to Benaz Kaur. The Personal Achievement Award goes to Kinley Eisner. Please join me in congratulating the Grade 3 students. In Grade 4, the Proficiency is awarded to Harper Reed. The Personal Achievement Award goes to Mason Spencer. Please join me in congratulating the Grade 4 students. In Grade 5, the Proficiency Award goes to Marin Rask. The Personal Achievement Award goes to Liam McAdam. Please join me in congratulating the Grade 5 students. Before I share the next group of award winners, I'd like to take a few moments to speak about someone who touched the life of every student we have ever had at Kempenfelt Bay School. On my first day at KBS in June 2017, it was a warm and sunny day as I stood in the doorway of the old school on Brine Drive. It was only a few weeks before we were going to move to Innisfil. I was nervous, and I did not really know anyone, and I guess it must have shown. I recall, in my shifting focus, a young KBS student coming up to me, although I still cannot remember who. They walked up to me, looked me in the eye, and said, "Are you okay?" I said I was, and they then asked, "Are you lost?" And I said, "A little." They then said, "I better take you to see Mrs. Wallace. She will make things better." That's what you did for us since the school was founded, Mrs. Wallace. You made things better. You had answers when we had questions. You had comfort when we were sad or hurt. You had a love and passion for our school that is a brilliant example for others. You glued us in place. Our school will stand forever, and you will forever be remembered not just by those who benefited from knowing you while they were here, but by those who will never know you in the years and decades to come. You are an integral part of our foundation, a foundation upon which the greatness of our future will be built. Please take pride in all that you gave us. It is immeasurable, it's irreplaceable, and it's forever meaningful. Ask any student of the past 22 years about their most powerful KBS memories, and I am certain that you are among them. You treated us all like your own. We felt loved. There are many of us here with many memories of you. For me, I will always remember you not only as the most passionate advocate of KBS, but also as a fearless weather prognosticator. You have never met a weather forecast, regardless of how warm or cold, how dry or rainy, or how immediate or distant, that you did not believe had the potential to be a snow day. If I had a nickel for every snow day you predicted, I would have all the nickels in the kingdom. Perhaps we should rename snow days. Maybe we'll call them Wallace days. I think that might work. We miss you, and we welcome you here anytime. Thank you, Elaine, for letting our lives be part of yours. I would now like to begin with our second group of awards, and we will begin with technology. The Pound Family Cup for Technology goes to Ashton Preston. The Drysdale Award for Outstanding Concern for the Environment goes to Bethany Wu. The Dallas Ems Award for Artistic Ability goes to Paige Liuzzi. The McKnight Award for Creative Expression in Visual Arts goes to Kira Kinizhskaya. The Janus Award for History and Geography goes to Joa Khalil. The Geno Cup for Courtesy for grades K to 3 goes to Zikora Olissa. The Geno Cup for Courtesy in 4 to 8 goes to Misha Kapaluk. The Patterson Award for Self-Science goes to Joshua Khalil. The Tanya Davidson Award for Drama goes to Ananya Kapoor. Congratulations to all of our winners. Miss Lane will now award the middle school proficiencies and personal achievement awards.
Thank you, Mr. White. We will begin with our grade 6 students. The Proficiency Award goes to Sabrina Guerrero. The Personal Achievement Award goes to Mia McCarran. Please join me in congratulating the grade 6 class. In grade 7, the Proficiency Award goes to Gregory Ewan. The Personal Achievement Award goes to Caleb Moore. Please join me in congratulating the grade 7 students. The next 3 awards are in the category of sport. We have awards for our Athletes of the Year as well as our Labatt Award for Sportsmanship. This year, and as a result of there not being a co-curricular athletic program, these awards are based on engagement in the physical education program and clubs. The Labatt Award for Sportsmanship goes to Maya Pivko. 2 students are chosen to receive the Keegan Christie Athlete of the Year. The Keegan Christie Athlete of the Year goes to Rachel Mason and Ewan McNerney. Congratulations to our Griffin athletes. The next group of awards acknowledge outstanding leadership, character, and school spirit. We will begin with the Griffin Leadership Award. The Griffin Leadership Award recognizes exemplary leadership skills at KBS. This year, the award goes to Elizabeth Montgomery. The Dasovic Family Community Service Award is intended to recognize a graduating grade 8 student who has provided exemplary community service in middle school. This year, the award goes to Maya Kozarowski. The recipient of the Citizenship Award has been chosen because he or she exhibits all the qualities of a good citizen: leadership, respect, and affection for his or her peers and teachers. This student also upholds the values of Kempenfelt Bay School. The Montgomery Cup for Citizenship goes to Dea Grover. Our next award is the Amy Slaney Spirit Award. The award goes to a student who demonstrates exemplary school spirit. This year, the award goes to Sophia Tamburo. This year, I had the pleasure of working with Elizabeth Montgomery and Connor Rask, our head prefects. They have done a wonderful job. Traditionally, every year we pass along the flag to our new prefects and award them their ties and pins. These students will receive these at the beginning of next year. I would now like to welcome Elizabeth and Connor to announce the head prefects for next year and present the Tyler Monroe Head Prefect Trophy.
Thank you, Ms. Lane. I have enjoyed my year of leadership and working with a great team of my grade 8 peers. I know that we are passing the flag on to another great team for the 2022-2023 year.
I too have had a great year. It will certainly be a year none of us will forget. I would like to invite our new head prefects to reach out if you ever need a good one-liner for your morning announcements.
Congratulations to our new head prefects,
Jude Cripps
and Dea Grover.
Thank you, Elizabeth and Connor, and congratulations to Dea and Jude. I would now like to present the Janet Maurice Award. The Janet Maurice Award is presented for leadership at the Parent Council level. This year, the award goes to Giselle Walker, the Parent Council Chair. This year, the Council focused on supporting the faculty and staff, and they did a wonderful job. We all felt your work, and it is deeply appreciated. I would now like to speak to the Headmaster's Art Award. Each year, the art teacher presents a variety of artwork from various students across various styles and mediums for the head to select the one that they find most appealing. They, of course, do this without knowing who the artist is. The artwork is then permanently mounted and displayed in the school. Over the years, it is the intent to create a KBS art gallery throughout the hallways. This year's winning selection was created by a student in grade 1. And congratulations to Baron Dancy Schroeder. Thank you, Baron. It was a great piece of work. The Joni and Don Saunders Musician of Promise Award. The students who win this are chosen each year by the music teacher and head of school, and this award has generously been donated by Don Saunders. This award includes a $2,500 award to 2 returning grade 7 students that is to be applied against their tuition in the upcoming years. The recipient will be a student that demonstrates a passion and aptitude for music that exemplifies the power of music in one's life. It will be apparent in the winner that music is a joy in their life and that there is a real possibility that music will remain a passion throughout their years. This year, I am proud to award the Joni and Don Saunders Musician of Promise Award to Jude Cripps and Reese Little. Congratulations, Reese and Jude. It is now time for the House Award. Each KBS student is a member of a house. The 4 houses, Maurice, Labatt, Christie, and Fiegel, commemorate the 4 founding families of our school. The house system is an integral part of the KBS community as it provides each student the opportunity to be part of something bigger than just themselves. House points are gained both individually and for your house. Individual students are awarded house points for their participation in extracurricular activities such as clubs, teams, or when they engage in behaviors that we feel best embody those things important to us at KBS. The house system is important as it touches us all. Students who are kind, who try their hardest, show respect, and put others above themselves, who cooperate and lead positively, will also earn house points. I'd now like to present the Ferris Cup for individual house point champion. With a personal point total this year of 1,198 points, we award the Ferris Cup from Christie House to Naomi Spencer. Congratulations, Naomi. As mentioned, house points are earned individually and then accumulated for the house over the course of the year. The Hazeldine Cup goes to the house with the most points. This year's competition was close going into the final week between a couple of houses. The top house reached almost 26,000 points, and all houses accumulated almost 24,000 points. This year, while there is a clear winner, there was a very tight race between number 2 and number 3, and in the end, they were separated by only 176 points. As it does each year, every point can matter. In 4th place this year, with 23,969 points, is Labatt House. In 3rd place, with 24,436 points, is Maurice House. And this year, 1,267 points separated first from second. And the winner of the Hazeldine Cup for house champions this year, with 25,879 points, is, KBS drumroll please, Christie House. Well done, Fiegel. You had a great year. You came in second place with a total of 24,612 points. I would now like to turn things back to Miss Lane.
Before we present the formal graduation certificates, I'd like to acknowledge 3 students who are lifers at KBS and who will receive a school ambassador's pin and their lifer certificate. Being a lifer means this student started in junior kindergarten and is graduating from grade 8, having spent every year the last decade at KBS. This year's lifer awards go to Olivia Salter, Naomi Spencer, and Elizabeth Montgomery. This year, we were able to award our grade 8 graduation certificates at the grade 8 graduation dinner. This in-person moment has not been possible for the past 2 years, and we were thrilled to be able to award them in person. I would now like to invite Mrs. Spencer to come forward to read the names of the grade 8 graduates.
Thank you, Ms. Lane. It is my pleasure to share with you all the names of our 2022 graduates. Olivia Amiot, Dahlia English, Juliana Grant, Ananya Kapoor, Joa Khalil, Maya Kozrowski, Maddie McNeil, Rachel Mason, Ariana Maymay, Elizabeth Montgomery, Ashton Preston, Connor Rask, Olivia Salter, Naomi Spencer. The Proficiency Award goes to Elizabeth Montgomery. The Personal Achievement Award goes to Maddie McNeil. Congratulations to our graduates. You may now consider yourself an alumni of Keppenfelt Bay School. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating our class of 2022.
Thank you, Mrs. Spencer, and congratulations, graduates. The school valedictorian is chosen based on the highest overall grade average in grade 8 across all subjects. It is with pleasure that I introduce to you this year's valedictorian, Libby Montgomery.
I'll just do it this way because it's easier. I don't want to do it wrong, so I'll stick with the safe option. I don't feel like it. I'm too busy. It's too hard. I can't do this. Good morning, KBS. All of these are examples of excuses that my mind makes up to try to stop me from getting better because it's too hard or out of my comfort zone. But KBS has taught me how to override the system and ignore those negative thoughts. I've realized that life is like a puzzle, and with each lesson that I learn, I gain a new puzzle piece. With the help of all of my teachers, my friends and family, and everyone else that has helped me along the way, I have completed a big section of my puzzle. Today, I would like to share with you some of the principal lessons that I've learned throughout the grades. From JK to grade 1, we learned a lot of the basics. We were taught the foundations that we needed to continue learning and growing. As well as this, though, we developed friendships to last a lifetime. This is the first piece of the puzzle, friendship. Starting school in a new place with new people is scary, but the friends that we made helped it to become more fun and enjoyable. After getting settled, friends helped to make the workload a bit more bearable. Having just started school, homework wasn't really something we were used to, and having friends in the same boat made it a lot easier. Looking back on my 10 years at KBS, I don't know how I would have done it without the friends that I made along the way. From grade 2 to grade 3, we gained our next puzzle piece. We focused a lot on setting goals and pushing our boundaries both academically and personally. Our teachers were continually encouraging us to try new things, and somewhere along the way, I discovered that I could do so much more than what I thought if I just put my mind to it. I learned to move away from things that were easy and comfortable and strive for things that were challenging for me, but made me a more confident and resilient person in the end. Learning to push my boundaries was a pivotal lesson for me, and it is one that I continue to apply and improve on every single day. The next puzzle piece is taking time to rest and using different techniques to help relieve stress. This was something that we explored a lot in grade 4, and in typical Capricorn fashion, it is still one skill that does not come easily to me. Throughout grade 4 and the following years at KBS, I learned how to take quiet moments for myself and how big of an impact that can make on my productivity and overall mood. In grade 5, we were challenged to become more independent. I am a fairly self-doubting person by nature, but I've spent a lot of time working to become more confident in my abilities. I used to ask lots of questions to confirm that I really was doing what I was supposed to. But with amazing people surrounding me who believed in me, I started to doubt myself less and less. Independence is a very important skill that I am still continuing to learn and an essential piece of the puzzle. Throughout our years in middle school, we have learned many lessons and collected many puzzle pieces, but I would like to share just a few with you today. First, there is perseverance and grit. Just because I'm valedictorian doesn't mean that school is always easy for me. There are days that I don't want to get up in the morning and go to school because I feel too stressed and overwhelmed, but I do. KBS has taught us how to continue when we don't want to or it feels like too much, and it has helped each of us to grow as individuals. The next puzzle piece that I would like to highlight is leadership. At KBS, leadership is a trait that is instilled upon students from a young age, but in middle school, we really get a chance to put it into action. With great leadership skills, we can help to motivate and encourage others to be the best that they can be. This is a big lesson that I've learned throughout my years at KBS, that to be successful isn't always about how much you accomplish. Being successful as a leader is about helping others to grow and thrive as well. Somewhere between JK and grade 8, I have also learned the importance of balance in life. This is another lesson that I typically struggle to implement, but I've been working very hard to get better at it. Balance in life means dividing your time between all of the things that are important to you. It means taking time for things that you would normally just push aside because they're not as important as what you're doing in the moment. But in reality, each element of your life is just as important to help you thrive. Spending too much time on one element, such as school, will lead to burnout and a lack of motivation that won't help you get anywhere. From JK to grade 8, we've had many specialty teachers, and they have all helped us to learn one main lesson. This lesson is, failure is the key to success. Every mistake that we make can help us to learn and improve if we just keep an open mind. Oh, you made a mistake? That's okay, keep going. You made a mistake? Just paint over it and try again. If we can learn this lesson and add this piece to our puzzles, that's when we'll really start to be successful. In the words of Winston Churchill, success is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. My class has taught me another very important lesson that I've added to my puzzle of life. They've taught me the importance of having fun. It sounds simple, but some days I struggle to remember that school isn't everything. I get too caught up in the swing of things that I forget the importance of balance. But my class is always there for me. By playing soccer at recess or making jokes in the classroom, they make every day more interesting and enjoyable, and it is something that I will truly miss next year. I want to say a huge thank you to my family and friends for teaching me that it's okay to ask for help sometimes, and that it's much easier to be successful with people around you who believe in you. I would not be standing here today if I didn't learn how to ask for help when I needed it. I am extremely lucky to have people surrounding me who lift me up and help me along the way. I don't know if I could have accomplished everything that I have without them. Now, at the end of my grade 8 year, I have realized just how many lessons I've learned and puzzle pieces I've collected. I'm starting to notice how each piece connects to another, and in order to have one, you must have the others. It's like how when you're building a puzzle and you're almost done, you start to see the picture come together. The last bit of the puzzle is always the easiest because you can see where each piece fits. So if you could take away just one lesson from what I've said today, it would be this. Never pass up an opportunity to gain another puzzle piece. Never pass up an opportunity to make mistakes and learn from them. Because with each puzzle piece you gain, you get closer to seeing the final image of just how far you've come and who you are able to become in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone who has participated in the creation of our closing video. Of course, we long for the days when we can return back to an in-person closing. The emotion and the power and the collective get-together that day brings is a wonderful, wonderful way for us all to celebrate the year and enter into our summer break. For all of you who have made contributions to the life of our school this year, my deepest and sincerest thank yous. Number of up and downs over the course of the year, things that we had to change and adaptations we needed to make on the fly. But in the end, I am exceptionally proud of everyone in our community for the work and care that they have brought to the school over the course of the year. Each year is unique. Each year has a different feel to it. And this year, certainly toward the end of the year and the latter parts of the year, it feels very uplifting. We can feel this sense of renewal, this rise back to the place we were and in the ways that we used to be. And with that, we get the opportunity to imagine what we get to build and become as the years progress. And so as we enter into our break, I will thank you all again one more time for all that you do to make our school this very, very special place. And thank you, Ashton, who has put together our year-end video that you will now see, that will usher you off into a wonderful break that you have all earned. Thank you, KBS. I'm excited to see you again in a couple of months in September. And until then, be safe and take care.
Thank you to all of the KBS faculty, staff, and students for a great year.
One last time, please stand for the singing of the school song.
KBS, oh KBS, is the place we feel success through